my goodness. Everything actually worked. Dog boy, what's up with you, man? What's up with you?
I don't tell. You ain't see how
Oh,
I
look at
switched
you.
that
Okay,
up?
you
Uh,
changed your. Okay, I like that. I like the other one too. You need some bandwidth, but oh my
I,
goodness.
I don't tell. It was like when you did the timer, I was like, you know what? Let me see if I could do this like the old school Soul Train, do the little Scrabble board
Yeah,
while we
yeah.
got the timer. Let's see if I can figure it out in enough time. And I came up with I don't tell. I was like, I got two L's, I got two
You
T's.
you
I'll
looking for
figure it
letters?
out.
See, you scrambling around for letters, man. Shouts out to everyone. Appreciate you guys for joining us. We in the lab. You in the lab. We got some folks that are here already, leaving some comments. I see you. Appreciate you for coming. Look at this. My brother, Mr. Natividad, is in the room. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. You guys know what we do. You know what the lab is all about. We come to you weekly, talking about consumer technology, talking about the things that resonate with us and our audience, which is you. And I'm just ecstatic right now because, again, producing the show for the first full time, I, I kicked, I put a post out online, right? So, and I said, I've kicked everyone else to the curb. And everyone's been giving me a hard time about leveling up, making sure that my stream is right. I'm in 4K. I'm doing all that. And I said, all right, shoot. I've been doing this streaming thing for a minute, so here we go. Here we go. If it all breaks, uh, I'm gonna blame you.
You can't blame me. You can't blame me, and I say that only because I've been out there and my stuff is broken. And let's just call it what it is. My stuff has broken. It wasn't right. But we laughed, but we said back in November that by March we were going to be doing this.
Yes.
And because we said we were going to be doing this, we spoke that into existence. And what is it? It's March, and you're doing it.
Right. We did. We pressured each other, and we're the catalyst to make sure that we learn all the ins and outs of vMix. We learned all the ins and outs of Ecamm, right? Yeah, yes, there's other platforms out there to do some decent things, but man, when you're really trying to have some decent streams, when you're really trying to brand yourself and have a decent and a proper message, you got to go ahead and step up a little bit. So first of all, on my levels, all right, because your boy is on the Roadcaster Pro over here, and they better be right. As much money as I dropped on some of this equipment.
No, it sounds good. I
Okay,
mean, I'm
okay,
listening to you in my ears on the replay on my YouTube channel. Are you able to pull in my comments as well? Are
yeah,
you able to do that?
yeah. So if anyone's commenting on your side, they should be coming into the stream as well. I see Miss Halpin. Yeah, another Apple fan, another Apple entrepreneur. So we're gonna talk just a little bit about Apple.
You know, hit the spot always has something to say smart. I didn't see none of those comments come up. That's why I just had to throw it up there.
we good so
But
far.
she's supporting you.
We good so far. No, so so she has said nothing yet. So but that's all good.
Oh, she's already said something.
Okay, okay. Let's go ahead and
Oh,
get
she told
into
me
it
to
though,
fix
brother.
my. She told me to fix my shirt.
Oh my
She
God.
told me this is Tammy Hay. James trying to act like he can dance. And I think it was a dig. I don't know if you're seeing these comments come up
I'm
on
not
your end,
seeing the
but
comments. No,
oh,
it's all right. We'll figure that out. I have to talk to my Let's Get Live and Ecamm folks to figure out why I can't see multiple YouTube streams comments. And I'm hoping that some of them are here. So let's go and get into it though, man. We got a handful of topics that we
all
wanted to
right.
talk
So
about.
the rules for today are we have a timer.
We do have a timer. Yeah, we got
Look,
a
look,
timer.
look at down over there. We got a timer, and we got some sound effects. So I was trying to do it, but I couldn't figure it out the way I think you might have it. But I'm
Right.
gonna coach you through this. So we have a timer.
Yes, we
Are we
do.
gonna stick to the timer? Does it have like a buzzer when it ends, or are we just gonna have to look at the time on the screen?
I don't know yet, man, but we'll figure it
I'm
out.
just trying to find out what the
Miss
rules
Priscilla
are.
Watley's in it. But first of all, say hello, man. We got some stars in
What's
the
up,
room. We got
celebrities?
Priscilla
That's
Watley
the
in the building.
if y'all are not familiar with Miss Priscilla Watley, she has old school Tuesday turn ups where she does where she interviews your favorite stars from back in the day and she wants to give them their flowers. So Priscilla, I see you. We're gonna talk tech and hopefully there's some things on here that you might like. iPhone, because she's team iPhone too, team iOS. So she's on your side all the way out there, Kansas City. I don't know why she won't listen.
Mr.
But
Natividad, don't worry, brother. We gonna pull the timer up. Don't worry. We gonna get it right. We gonna get it right.
so the rules are 8 minutes per topic. Is that right?
I wanted to do 6 minutes because I wanted to do the Dougie Fresh thing, but then I didn't want to get a YouTube stripe. So, but yeah,
And where's the sound effect? Where's the sound effect? Hit the sound of the womp 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 womp.
I don't have that one, but I got a handful of other ones. But don't jump ahead of yourself. Let's stay on point.
I'm throwing you out there, bro.
It's kind of like a clubhouse, right? Let me reset the room right quick, right? Let me reset the room, brother.
All right, here we go. Timer going up. You gonna kick it off because this is your article. I laughed when I saw it, but I think it's kind of cool. Go ahead. Timer up. I'm giving you time. I'm giving you a warm up. Go ahead.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me figure out how to do everything again. Brand new. Here we go. There we go.
You gotta have the timer ready. Where the timer at?
Oh my God! Here go the timer, y'all. And this man is just horrible to me.
You had me up at 2:00 in the morning to my talk boy. You got time?
Quiet. The timer is on. Quiet. The timer is on. 8 minutes. So I'm real excited about this. I don't know if any of y'all old school folks remember about turntable.fm. Literally a handful of years ago, I'd sit in my office and I would log into turntable.fm, and it would be a party session. It would be a club scene session. This is exactly what it looks like. You would be able to stream music, all of the latest music, a lot of old school music. You'd get up there on the DJ booth and spin for a little while, and folks would jam in the crowd right there with it. It was just a really fun time to just sit and listen to some good old school music and meet some new folks on social media and just really have a good time around music. It went away because of a lot of digital rights, content issues, and just licensing concerns. But I'm real happy to see that they are coming back. I don't know how they're going to come back and do it the right way. Do it without, again, getting restrictions from a lot of the music labels. But they're actually raising funds to bring the site back and bring the capabilities back. I actually joined the wait list, so I'm one of the initial investors as well. I gave them a couple of dollars to get my OG turntable DJ icon. Folks, leave some comments and tell me, do you remember this when it was out back in the day? Essentially what it is, again, it's just fun, right? It really is just a way of streaming music online with a lot of folks. You're in a club, you're in a room, in this virtual room. You get to level up and gain different types of emojis. And again, it's just a real good quality time around music. So I'm just looking forward to come back.
So the way, if I'm getting this correct, you get turntables once you become part of this family or this group, and you pay $1, $20, $100, or $1,000. That's just the initial investment. There's no monthly fees or anything like that. Is that correct?
That is not correct. But that's a good point that you mentioned. These numbers that you see right here, the 120, 100, and 1,000, that's a early investor opportunity so that the platform can actually launch effectively. They've already reached the goal that they were trying to reach. There will be a future subscription for the service. It's not going to be free anymore. So I'm thinking that that's going to be kind of a way of compensating artists and bands and things like that for the music that you stream online. Maybe there won't be as wide of a catalog and as wide of an offering of songs or whatever, but this is actually just to get a percentage off of that future subscription price. So I gave $20, and hopefully when we find out what the subscription price is, I'll get half off of that subscription.
Okay, so you pay $20, you get half off the subscription, and then you get early access before everyone else gets it, and then you get downloadable, shareable dancing avatars.
Right, it's cool. Don't knock it, man. Don't knock it.
No, but I guess what I'm saying is, on Friday night, because we're all still stuck in this house for the pandemic and in your respective city, you can have like a virtual party and you could be the actual DJ is basically what you're saying. And you can say, hey, but here's my question. What about copyright music?
That's going to be the challenge, right? So I'm thinking, again, that's where excuse me, I think that's where some of the subscription model is coming from, right? So they can compensate a lot of the artists, and then obviously the hosting and things like that, to wherever it's actually going to be hosted. So I'm thinking that's all going to be worked out, and we'll find that out once they're fully backed already, but once they release some of that information. So David asks a good question, right? Can a DJ push from their studio music mixing? Who knows, right? Again, back in the day, it was just a catalog of content, a catalog of music that was available to you. You'd select by genre, and you would be able to play that song. So, say you like a particular artist, you can cue that up to where you would be the next person up on the in the DJ booth, and you would spin for 10 minutes or whatever the case may be. And then someone would virtually nudge you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, I'm going to come up here and spin next as well." So it's kind of moving back and forth.
Okay. Well, Miss Hater hit the spot 1006 says, not you, tall boy. You
I
can't
know,
DJ.
man. I didn't even want to put that on the screen, but she showed it. She
No,
said,
she's right.
"You
I'm just a
can't
hype man.
DJ."
Like, she doesn't know my background. Like, I literally am the hype man. I
You are the
don't
hype
spin no
man.
records. I just hype up the records. That's what I do. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be a hater. I cannot DJ. That's why I have my official DJs, DJ Rollo Smith, DJ AC, DJ Frost. They spin the records. You give me the microphone, I rock out. That's what I do. My job
I
is to
have been in the
review.
building for one of your sessions, and I have been in Atlanta when you took me to the club. So I do know that folks do know you when you hit the streets. I'm gonna leave it at that because
Okay.
we're not gonna go any further down that road. But it was a good night. It was a good night.
Oh, I can rub it in a little bit, but no, we're not gonna do that. I just
It's
leave
not that
it
kind of
as
show, brother.
I,
This a
yeah,
different type of
yeah.
show.
I can rock a party. I
This,
can't spin no records, but I
All
can rock a
right,
party.
all right, all right.
that's all I'm gonna say. God dog it. I got sound effects. You hear them. You let me go ahead and hit this right quick.
Oh, that's what you're doing. You see how Hit the Spot is doing me?
Wow. Well, let's go and talk about Hit the Spot right quick. 10:06. They coming back with their own show as well. Tammy Chambers in the building, cooking up all kind of fantastic food, doing it live as well, shipping out food to folks in need in the area as well. So you can
Indeed,
do a much
people
better
that's hungry.
promo for me than I can.
Not people in need, people that's hungry.
You're not giving it away. There is a price for the food.
Right. So I'm just spinning the records and she just cooking the food. That's it. My job is just to take the photos and the video, and that's pretty much it. But no, Hit the Spot 1006. If you guys are interested, go to her Instagram page, go to her YouTube or Facebook, and you can see all of her previous works that she's done. She's working on her meal planning, meal prep, and this has nothing to do with tech, but she can really cook, and
But
we got
that's
to
all right.
find
See,
a way
we
to
had 1 minute
incorporate.
left on the timer, so I think you have the opportunity to ad lib just a little bit. It's all right.
No, she can cook. I mean, she really can. That's all I can say. She can really cook. Her fish fries are on point. She gets raving reviews on whiting, tilapia, or catfish. Dinners are $12. Sandwiches are 5. So I mean, a lot of people
And you the
have.
delivery man.
Yeah, I'm the delivery man. I'm the photographer. I'm the go back to the store because I ran out of this. But she compensates me very well. She makes sure that I'm good. She takes
Listen,
care of her staff.
I love it. I love it.
I don't have to work at U-Haul anymore because she makes sure I'm good.
I'm noticing you are rocking the colors though. You a company man for sure. Shirt and hat. All right. So timer is running up. So 8 minutes is up, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Let's go on to the next.
Well, look, they gonna like your production better. They gonna like mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I like all of this right now.
You better check some of this smoke, boy. You better get this smoke.
Boy, stop
Yeah.
playing now. Stop playing.
Okay. Next story. We're gonna talk a little bit about. I can't say it with a straight face. And when I told you about it, I don't even know why I brought it up. But Facebook has launched an application called Bars. Facebook launches Bars, a TikTok-like app for creating and sharing raps. Okay. Look, everyone is creating content. It really is. I mean, and that's a good thing. I really am happy about that. I'm supportive of that. I love that fact. Everyone has different means and different ways of sharing their story creatively. Facebook's trying to get into everybody's world. They already have all of your information if you're a member of the platform. Now they're trying to work with the young rappers out there, right? So this application called Bars has a library of beats, right? It has already a library of beats, public domain. So again, no content that's licensed or anything of that nature. So just some generic beats, those kinds of things, and folks can literally drop their lines on them, drop their tracks, and save those into the Bars application and share that out across their Facebook plus Instagram social networks. And who knows? You may be the next person to get found and discovered by dropping some lyrics off of Facebook Bars. What you think about that, man? So the
But
chat they got a challenge
one,
mode too. So you and I can go. We can
one,
battle against each
one,
other.
one. I'm mad at you because the timer's not up. So I know that this is your rookie year. I got you. This is I got you.
Timer's up.
All right. So one, it's only available for iOS currently.
True.
That's the bad thing.
True.
So you're not helping people with Android, and remember, you know how I feel about that. So
Hmm.
it's like you're not opening it up to the world. So even though you may think that this is a cool app, I mean, you have to open it up to all markets. And I get it. It's easier to get into the Apple Store than it is the Play Store. So I get that part. Um, One of the cool things that I did when I read the article, it said that you could be writing a line or you could be recording a verse and it would give you instrumentals based off of
Yeah.
the way your words are, the way you write your words. And it also allowed you to create up to 60 seconds worth of video to where you could be creating the video and rapping your verse. So if you're at the park or if you're at a venue that has, some, you know, interior decorating, you could, potentially use that as a nice backdrop for a potential intro to a music video or something like that. So I
Hmm.
think that that's pretty cool, that they offer that. But I just think you just need to open it up to all parties. I mean, it's unfair for us who choose to come over to iOS and you constantly say, hey, we have this cool app, but then we have to wait until you drop it. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
Lastly, this is in competition. This is Facebook's competition with TikTok. And it's
Correct.
like, I get it. My only thing is, why can't you create something that you're not trying to compete with somebody? Instagram was its own thing. They weren't trying to create with Facebook. It was like, hey, we just want to be able to provide photos and video, right? And it wasn't like we didn't really. Instagram is not set up for you to write out long text. It's something short, sweet, to the point, but you're looking at images. It's really like a portfolio.
Right.
But then Snapchat came out and said, hey, we don't want you to see our posts. For the kids, they didn't want the parents to go back and look at their Instagram account. So they created something that only lasted 15 seconds. And then now you got TikTok that's like, hey, we have what we have. I'm not on the platform, so I really can't tell you, but I mean, what, 15 seconds, 45 seconds or something like that worth of
Right. Right.
content
Right.
in this video. But now you have this thing here, and it's like, okay, each one of those had its own innovative way. Now it's like, why is Facebook trying to compete with TikTok? You're your own platform. Create something else to make other people want to come to you, if that makes sense, and say, hey, this is what makes sense. That's just my thought process. That's just my thought process. I mean, it's like you're just trying to be a copycat. It's like there'll never be another YouTube. Even though there's Vimeo, there'll never be another YouTube. My thought. So, I mean, I think this is really more for somebody that's a teenager or an artist. And I think the people who can really sing, I think this will give them that platform that this will give them a platform for a few people. Is going to make a name for itself. I think it will be successful, especially if people like a Susan Boyles gets on here from what was it, Great Britain or what, Australian? What was the name of that show? Help me out. What's the name of the
I
show that
can't.
Susan
I don't
Boyle
watch
was on?
TV, man. Only TV I'm watching is that
What's the
Netflix
popular show?
Bernard's.
It's not The Voice, but what's the popular reality singing show that everyone that would
I don't know, brother.
well
Look,
well okay.
I don't have time to. I pay for all the channels, but I don't watch it. Let me get my son and my
Okay.
daughter down here. They can answer, or maybe
Well
someone in the comments can help us out with that.
well basically somebody who is looking to just
Whose line
showcase
is it? I
their
don't know.
no, it's not that one. It's the real popular one.
Okay.
The one that Fantasia won. Whatever show that she won off of.
Now Fantasia didn't win. You talking about American Idol?
Yeah, there you go. American
Okay.
Idol
Okay.
Australia. There was a lady Susan Boyles out of Australia, and she basically, if you looked at the way she was dressed and the way she was looking, um, when she came, everybody was ready to laugh her out of the room. But then when she opened up her mouth or her voice or showcased her voice, next thing
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. So I mean, it's like you got a chance to showcase what you have, and I think bars is gonna do that for somebody.
That's you, brother. I'm looking at my bandwidth monitor over here. I'm all green. That I should take a screenshot as well of this because that is a funny picture.
Knockoff. That's not gonna work.
Okay. Well, I agree. Right. Again, like I said, when I started the conversation, I didn't really see myself downloading this application, but
That's the demographic.
yeah,
It's
it's
not.
definitely not my demographic. But
This is your kids' demographic. This is somebody who's a music artist. This is their demographic.
yeah,
This is not your demographic. I think the turntables would be something cool for you and your family to do. Dad wants to showcase, but your kids are like, Dad, come on, I think a college kid or there's somebody that's trying to, the turntable, somebody that's at college and it's like, hey, we just got a group of friends, great. But I just don't see our target age range,
no,
35 plus. I
yeah.
don't see turntable or bars being something that we're all gonna jump on and say this is like the next Instagram. No, that's not our target demo.
It'll be interesting to see how, again, with the lockdowns and with, again, folks not being able to do anything for the most part, how it grows, right? And how much attrition that it gets, right? How many folks actually grasp onto those platforms? Are they going to be long lived? Again, I don't think so. I think they're just an attempt to, again, garner that attention, garner that 3 to 5 second attention of the, what is it, 14 to 18-year-olds, because again, that's all the attention time that you have for that age range and that demographic. But it's interesting. It's creative. So I give kudos to all the organizations that are out there, again, trying to do something to keep folks on the devices because that's how they make the money. But we have to be cognizant to not overindulge in a lot of these things to whereas we're spending too much time looking at a 6-inch screen all the time. But that's a dad conversation.
Well, it's funny that you say a 6-inch screen because it's funny because I watch all my content, even Keeping Up with the Bernards and any other shows on
Yeah.
my phone, whereas others they're watching their content on the TV. They haven't fully converted over, but when you think about it, that $1,000 phone is your $1,000 TV now. Think
That's
about
true.
it. So
No, that's true. That's true. It has our phones have replaced our other regular cameras. Phones have replaced just a lot of. I don't know anybody's phone number off the top of my head. Right? We used to write that stuff down as well. So if my mom was to ask me,
clearly, you
what's
ain't
my
been to
maybe
jail.
what's my number, I would be, look, I couldn't tell you, mom. I'm sorry. 707 something. 707 something.
You didn't hear my comment. I said clearly you haven't been to jail.
I have not, and I'm proud of that guy, though. I've had to grab a couple of folks out of
Let me drink to that. Let me drink to that.
we need to figure out a way to get Minute Maid to sponsor this show. All the episodes of the lab that we've done where you have pulled out a Minute Maid carton. We got to
Look,
find
I
some
even
type of
got fancy
sponsorship.
on you and got your grape today. I even got your grape today.
Got you. Oh my goodness, look at this man.
Got your grape.
Can't take him no
I was
place,
tired of
folks.
the tropical punch. I was tired of the fruit punch. I needed a new flavor. Gonna rock. Oh, look, I got a refrigerator. You should see my refrigerator. You ever seen Cribs and they open
Yeah,
up the
let's
refrigerator
check
and
out your.
and all the juices be lined up and the bananas be lined up on the second row and all the snack cakes be lined up. That's the way my juice side looks. It's all lined up.
Folks, this is not for those that are joining in new that haven't been a part of the lab back in the day. This is not your typical consumer technology show. As you see, we do have a script. We got to run a show, but it is so much better to just come straight off the dome with some of the things that we got. So
Well, I'm glad your timer worked. So, that was like the cue for you to get it right for this next segment.
bruh,
So,
you
I
better
mean, yeah, look,
recognize.
no, but
You better recognize that.
my bad, you got it, you got it. All right,
Okay.
so where we going? We're going. Oh, you said you wanted to end with this story here.
Yeah, because I think
So,
we'll talk a little bit long about that, but I'll let you start with the Google story because you're an Android guy, but I use Google Photos too, so I won't talk bad about it.
yeah, so alternative for Google Photos. I think it's Google Photos. Am I correct? That's starting out in June. That if I'm correct, they're basically putting a cap on your usage. So right now you're getting free. I think you're getting free Google Photos with up to 5 gigabytes. But then after June, um, yeah, in June, they will stop providing unlimited free storage to users, and you will be given 15 gigs of free storage space, and then it will be shared across your Google Photos, Gmail, and Google Drive. That 15 gigs is not going to last long, because you got to think photos, video, that's going to eat up all of your space. And I've been creating content since 2007, 2008. I have photos from 2012. So we're telling you now, we had this story back in October or November, I would like to say, where it's like, hey, pay attention. They're going to shut down your Google Photos account. And right now, we're giving you some alternatives that you could possibly or potentially look at. So they were saying if you have an iPhone, you might want to look at something called iDrive. Basically, iDrive will give you 5 terabytes for $3.48 a year. So 5 terabytes for $3.48 a year. That's something to. It's definitely affordable.
Yeah,
It has the encryption in transit, and then it also backs up the entire device or uh, specific files. The only problem is 5 terabytes is really not. I don't know if 5 terabytes is a lot, but 5 gigs is free. You get the max storage is 10 gigs, and I think 10 gigs will cost you 74.62 a year.
yeah,
So
yeah.
basically, you're gonna have to start paying for your photos being stored on your phone, and that's something you need to pay attention to. Another, if you're on um, iOS, you might want to look at something called P Cloud. They have something where you get premium 500 gigs as a lifetime. 500 gigs is not a lot, but $175 for a lifetime of free footage. I mean, free footage sitting on your device or in this cloud. P Cloud is something that you may want to look at. 2 terabytes, $7.99 a month. 500 gigs annual, $3.99 a month. Um, I don't know, man. I mean,
Yeah, the
people are going to be
options are,
very
are,
upset.
are, are wild, aren't they? But then we start getting to the multi-platform ones. OneDrive is nice too. I mean, Microsoft, just like Google, just like some of the other companies, the large behemoths that have all of your information. So I use OneDrive for certain things, but
Yeah, the OneDrive, I think you get maximum storage of 6 terabytes. 5 gigabytes of free storage. So the 5 gigs is really not a lot when you really think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, it's not a lot. I mean, photos, that's a lot of photos. But when you've been collecting photos from 2012 to 2021, you're gonna go through 5 gigs. I mean, you got to think, how many photos have you taken on your phone?
Yeah.
Like how many photos have you really
And
taken on
and
your
no one
phone in
ever
recent?
clears those photos, right? You take 1,000
Right.
photos when you go out to an event, but no one ever really. Well, some people, the majority of folks don't clean up the photos that they take and actually do the processing and things like that. They just keep all the crazy photos on their camera and let those upload to Google Photos right now or to iCloud. So
Now I know a lot of people don't look at this, but your this is something to also keep in mind. Microsoft OneDrive, Cloud, and iDrive, they accept your raw files. So the ones who
hmm
use the manual settings, you get that raw file to where you can send it into Photoshop and you can go in and edit your photos.
yeah, that's
Most
huge.
people have their phones on auto, so you don't even need to worry about that raw file, shall we say. That raw file is if you wanted to add graphics, if you wanted to clean yourself up and say, I want to take a little bit in on the tummy ladies, or if I wanted to add hair, you could add in Photoshop with that raw file. But if you have a JPEG, you can't do anything with it. So those first three that we offered or I named, such as Microsoft OneDrive, Cloud, and iDrive, you do get raw files. But then when you come down here to Apple Photos, they give you 5 gigs free storage, affordable upgrade plans, encryption, syncing across all Apple devices. You get the maximum of 2 terabytes for storage, but there's no raw files.
Yeah, I was going to point that out. I mean, it all sounds good, and to be honest with you, I've considered going this route. So they're not even on the list, but I had SmugMug, I had Flickr, I had those platforms, and I was using Google Photos as my tertiary storage place. Just because I've got a copy here locally, I had a copy in iCloud, copy in Google Photos, and when we get down the list, I'll tell you the platform that I'm gonna be using. But I can't use and focus on Apple Photos because it doesn't allow RAW files. Right, I'm out there with my Sony mirrorless, and I'm trying to take some pretty high quality pictures when I go out there and look at landscapes or go out on trips when we finally can do that again. And look, I need to be able to crop, edit, blend, do all of that. Get my S curve going and all that stuff, and I can't really do that with Apple Photos, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So I just purchased the Adobe Creative Suite.
hmm
And so this is something here that would be something to look at. But the problem is your maximum storage is 1 terabyte.
Yeah,
Now, like I said, terabyte is really not a lot because if you do a lot of video on your phone, just say, I'm a video guy. So if I'm just recording special moments, this stuff is sitting on my phone and it automatically goes to my Amazon photos and it automatically goes to my Google photos. When you fill that space up, you don't, it's on your SD card or it's on your phone and it eats up that memory of your phone, but you don't have it as a backup.
yeah.
Well, with Adobe Creative Cloud, 1 terabyte, I mean, here's a problem with that. You know, it's you
Before
got
you
to
move
think
ahead,
about.
let me make this distinction because this question was asked about stored in memory or stored on your phone, and that's a specific to Android conversation, right? Because Android devices let you have a micro SD card on them, and you can actually, and the right way to do it is to store your photos on the micro SD card as opposed to in
Right,
the internal
if you know
memory.
how to set it up. So if you go into your settings,
Yeah,
so when you get the phone, I'm gonna make this as simple as possible. When you originally get your phone, it automatically and you take a picture, it automatically is designed to go straight into your phone. So that's why when you hear you cracked your screen, you lost all your numbers, you lost all your photos, you lost all your video. Excuse me. When you lost all your photos and video, um, you didn't have it stored anywhere. If you had it stored on your SD card, then you have everything on your SD card. So if anything happens to your phone, you just pull out the SD card, pop it into the new phone, and you're good to go. The thing is, you have to go into the settings and you have to manually set it for stored onto your SD card. So I try personally to go into it every 6 months or maybe every not once a year and say, hey, let me take all these photos from February until August or February until November and drag everything over. So now I free up some space on my phone. Now, depending on the phone that you have, the newer phones will allow you to put up to a 1 terabyte SD card, micro SD card into your phone. If you're willing to pay that 1 terabyte price, you can pay for right now. I think I got a 256 gig SD card in my phone. I think it was like 40 or $50 for that micro SD card. So I mean, that's not bad for a 256 gig micro SD card. And I just drag my videos, drag my screenshots, drag my photos into my from my stored images on my phone into the SD card. So if anything ever happens to my phone, drop it, crack it, whatever, as long as I can get access to that SD card, I still have access to my stuff.
Yeah.
I highly recommend anybody. I know this is straying away, and thank God he doesn't have the timer
I
up.
know. I was looking at the timer too. I knew you was gonna say something. I was like, "Damn, I forgot the timer." God, we're gonna have to figure that out, automate that or something. Go ahead.
Right. So we had to set it in your triggers. But here we go. If you, I just lost my train of thought, man. But with your phone numbers, you need to set it to not be stored on your phone. You need to be stored to your photo. I mean, to your Gmail account. So that way, when something happens to your phone, you can literally log into your Gmail and it downloads all of your numbers because you have it set to your Gmail as opposed to on your phone. Now you don't have to say, I lost your number. You just sign into your Gmail account, which you have to be able to download any apps anyway. Might as well just have everything set up and you're good to go. So, with that being said,
Look, I know
that
that sounded
coming,
complicated, folks, but Tallboy is available for consulting. Reach out to him, and the man can walk you through whatever you need. You can actually take care of him right here on all socials at Iamtallboy. So check him out there, and he can help you walk through some of those concerns that you have. Just a little quick plug for you, brother. Quick plug.
all right, hopefully they'll buy me a coffee, but I don't drink that. So, it's really more buy me a pizza or something like
Buy,
that.
buy you some Minute Maid.
Yeah, yeah,
hey,
that's what it is. Buy
since
you a
you
minute,
since
man.
you rocking the grape tonight, they can buy you. But before you go to the other ones, I want to answer and address this question that we had as well. So they were saying, I've held out 2 years. He's on iPhone X Max now. Top reasons to stay iOS or jump to Android. So check this, Dave. That is actually, we're going to address that at the end of the show because the last story really talks about Android 12 and some of the key features that are releasing with that iteration of the operating system. I'm Team Apple all the way. I'm part of the cult of Mac. I gave Steve Jobs 8 years of my life, so I'm all about that. But I see and recognize the value of competition, and I see and recognize the benefit of Android. I've gone back and forth. I've had all the platforms. I've had Samsung. I've had LG. I've had was it OnePlus. Back in the day, it was okay. Now it's actually getting really, really good, and the line is definitely blurred. But we'll hit into that in just a little bit, man, for sure. My fault, brother. Go ahead on.
No, no, no. So back to Adobe Creative Cloud. There's only one downside. If you have the Adobe suite, that suite is massive. It's huge. I
Mhm.
just so happened to get lucky and got a deal for around Black Friday. I would definitely recommend if you choose to go down this Adobe route, you might want to scroll up just a little bit to Adobe, the one right above it.
Yeah.
Um, the price. You're only getting 1 terabyte and you're paying $9.99 for Lightroom. So that means you can take the photo, you can go into Lightroom and you can produce a professional quality photo. So if you're shooting on a DSLR, you can upload that photo, your raw file, and you can have the JPEG, but you're paying $9.99 a month. Or you can get the Black Friday deal that I got and have access to the whole suite. But then you're also paying for a subscription to all Adobe apps with 100 gigs of storage is $52.99. So if you're willing to pay $53 a month, you get the whole Adobe Creative Cloud suite. But with 100 gigs of storage, that's okay. But I'm just telling you that the 52.99, it's worth it if you're heavily into uh, Photoshop and you're wanting to edit your professional photos. If that's something that's not you, that's not your lane, I don't recommend this one. Unless you're into you want to do photos. The next one we were looking at, you had it
Yeah,
on
and let me
24.
just say, that bundle, the one that you've got, the 52.99, that whole one, I did that momentarily, but I was like, I can't pay all this amount of money and not use all of those packages. But Adobe Creative Cloud is the platform that I'm moving towards. So I'm using just the photography bundle, and that's $9.99 a month. So I get
Right.
Adobe Portfolio, where I can put all the family photos out there and kind of like into a nice web page. I can store all of my photos. I can use Adobe Spark to create social media content, so audiograms and Instagram types of posts for stories and things like that. So that's where I'm going. But exactly what Tallboy was saying, man, it can get pricey, and if you're not deep in the weeds, if you're not deep in the ecosystem of Adobe, then there could be some other alternatives. Side note here, we got somebody asking, does the name match the size? And talk to us about, give us a number. How tall are you? I know I'm just relaying comments to you, man.
I'm gonna be nice today. I'm 7 feet tall.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Because we
I'm
could go with
taller.
this response here. He tall enough.
Yeah, yeah. I'm 7 feet tall. Yeah, I normally I charge a dollar to find that answer out. It was a quarter, but now that Corona has hit, prices
Well,
have gone up.
there you go,
But
right there.
yeah, yeah, you can go ahead to that link right there, and when I see it hit, but I just told you I'm 7 feet tall.
I
Yeah, but I'm more of a techie. I'm not really into the height thing. So
like
yeah.
that. We got to
All
put
right.
that on a
So
T-shirt. We got to
I don't
put
know
you
why
get you into some swag.
I had one of those back when I played ball, Tall Enough Street and None of Your Business Boulevard or something like that. So I forgot how it went. I got to go through my old stuff. But anyway, back to our regular scheduled broadcast. Flickr Pro, max storage, unlimited. I mean, this might be the best deal for you. I mean, you get free storage of 1,000 photos. I don't know. It says no private photo storage. That's the only bad thing that I see with not designed for storing your entire image library. So you're gonna have to probably go into your photo log and say, is this something that I really, really want? As opposed to just saying, hey, I was at this trip and I'm dropping everything into it. Um, like I said, you go through your phone, do you really go back into those photos and you say, hey, I was at this company party, I was at this event, I was at this restaurant, I was at this birthday party. I want to keep all of these photos. You just take photos. Some of them come out blurry. How many times do you really go back in and clean that stuff up? We're talking about $5.99 per month. You get 2 months complimentary access to the Adobe Creative Cloud photography plan, which includes Lightroom and Photoshop if you decide to go with Flickr Pro. So that's one of the good things. But once again, you're going to get on that Adobe Creative Cloud program. And when you get on it, it's $53 a month, unless you get a Black Friday deal, which is $39 or $40 a month. And your question is, are you going to use it? So with Flickr, you have to pick your favorite photos as opposed to you just dumping your whole library inside of Flickr and letting it just sit. And that's the trade-off.
Yeah.
But that's just really the trade-off.
And folks, we're spending a lot of time on this one in particular because so many folks learn you're gonna get bit by this when Google
Really?
Photos shuts this off here in the next couple of months, and you're gonna be like, I didn't know, I didn't hear. Why? How come I can't store any more photos? Why am I paying for it? Y'all better recognize that we came to you here March 10th on the lab with this
And we
in-depth
told you in
detail.
2020. And we told you in 2020.
That's
So
true.
I'm telling you, well, you just really need to pay attention to this because it's coming.
It's coming.
And you and
This coming, boy. Oh,
Drop one of James' bombs on him.
shouts out to him, God dog it.
So no, seriously, like you really need to pay attention to this. This is serious because you're gonna look at your phone and you're gonna say, "My photos, what do I do?" And I don't. About to get this stimulus check money. You about to get this. You about to get this
You about to
stimulus
get these
check money.
checks.
And I'm telling you, you need to really think about. I mean, you're blowing it off, but it's like just go ahead and just. I need to take care of this now. So then, when it happens, your kids and your friends are gonna be like, I lost all my photos. I can't get access. You can't say we didn't tell you.
I don't want no negative comments or no thumbs down on these videos because you didn't clearly articulate or clearly understand the message that we were delivering to you. So Dropbox Pro, talk to us about that. I'm interested in Dropbox Pro because not just for photos but just for files as well. But have you used Dropbox?
It's funny because my free account is already maxed out from back in 2013 to 2014, and so here's the one cool thing about Dropbox. The early 2000s Dropbox has been around, so it's a trusted name. It's a trusted cloud storage platform that you will appreciate. Um, what it says, although it did not earn the top spot on our list, we think it's one of the best Google Photos alternatives for photographers, designers, and other creators. It has a simple but powerful interface. Um, it provides users with a two-tier membership model: Dropbox Plus, which is $9.99 a month, and it includes 2 terabytes of online storage. And you can also sync your offline. You can also do automatic syncing and have offline file access and a 30-day file recovery. So if you got that Microsoft Word document, that PowerPoint presentation,
Yes, sir.
any type of thing that you do on your computer, you can then turn around and incorporate that onto your phone. And all you gotta do is just log in or sync your phone to it, and you have access to it. And like I said, this is probably going to be your best alternative. The max storage is 3 terabytes, but I mean, it's worth it because you got to think that's all of your files. And if anything happens to you, you can always go back to Dropbox. And it's a trusted brand and a name that you know.
Yeah.
It also scores high on security with complete encryption of photos, both in transit and at rest. And you can absolutely sure that your personal photos as well as your professional portfolio won't be compromised while using the Dropbox platform.
Security
Let's
is
see.
huge, right? Especially with number 7 that's on the list, which I got caught up in that. But so yeah,
Lastly, before we switch to number 7, however, if you want more storage space, you can get the Dropbox Professional. So the first one was the Plus. This one's the Professional, and that's 1648 per month. Includes 3 terabytes storage allowance, as well as advanced features such as the 180-day file recovery, traffic, and account insights and file watermarking. I'm not sure with the file watermarking why you would need that, but the traffic and account insights that would be helpful if you needed to um if you wanted to just see where your files are. Help me if I'm saying this wrong, James. But if you wanted to look at your statistics of I'm looking for a certain PowerPoint presentation, it will help you find it a little bit more.
yeah. So the account insight. So let me go back to the file watermarking. That's going to be mainly for your folks that are your professional photographers, right? That want to have their logo, their little monogram at the bottom of the photo, that kind of thing. So allowing you to do that. But the account insights, upload, download, so ingress and egress outside of the Dropbox system. So folks like to see those metrics as well. You're not charged for that ingress and egress in and out of the environment. But again, how many times did you download this particular file? Where is this file going to? Where have you shared it to? That kind of thing. So I mean, those kinds of things are pretty key. A lot of the other platforms provide just your total, how much you've used, how much you got left, those kind of metrics. So, hold on, let me just, I just. Good. My son is negative for COVID. we I
Awesome.
just got to pop up on my screen, so I had to stop and interject that. So I think my dad is watching. So dad, tell mom that Isaiah is negative. Uh, amen to that.
So has he been quarantining?
He's been quarantining for the
Oh, so
last
he can
48
come out
hours.
the room.
Yeah, he's been locked in his room playing whatever games and whatever, and wearing his mask in the house. We thought he had a little something, but
That's good.
I digress. My man is negative. So that's the answer behind what the account insights is in the watermarking for Dropbox.
Here you go. All right, so the last one, I've never heard of this company before, but I'm
What? You
pretty
never heard of
sure.
500px?
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay.
I guess this is. Well, I'm not a professional photographer. I do video, so I
No, that's a good point, right? Okay, because they've been around for a long time too. So that's interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
I've never heard of this company, so I'm learning about them right now as we speak. Get their
I
pricing
like that.
change.
It's a left field option for those looking for an alternative.
Oh yeah. Now I don't see their pricing for um for this particular product. I don't see their pricing, but they say the biggest strengths are its portfolio building interface and the option to license your images to other users for a small fee. This makes the 500px the only platform mentioned in this article that can actually earn money. So you take a photo, you want to license it out, might be the platform for you. Question is how much does it cost?
It's
It's
it's a
not
little
suited.
it's a little high, right? And I would just say from a
It
dollars and
doesn't.
cents perspective compared to some of the ones that we already talked about, it's you get what you
It's
pay for,
high. Okay, so
and
basically it's like when you walk into the Bentley store, you don't ask how much does it cost. You
yeah,
just get in
you
it,
really
you like
don't. You,
it,
you,
you
you
get
really
in.
you should hold on.
Well, while you're looking it up, it says it says it's not suited for storing your entire photo library, and therefore you cannot replace Google Photos. All photos upload to 500px will also be publicly accessible, meaning it will be unsuited for your personal photo album.
they don't even
The
have
other
pricing anywhere near. Hold on, memberships.
main concern with the platform is the data security. 2019 announced it was a victim of cyber intrusion
Yeah. Oh,
in
here we
mid
go.
2018. Oh,
That's
that's
not
not
bad
bad.
anymore. I know it used to be higher than that, I believe. So
Okay, that's not bad. Five
yeah,
ninety nine a month, 390. That's not. Hey, that's cheaper than some of these other
yeah. I was gonna
platforms.
say they've definitely. I
And you
think
can
after
license
they
your
got
content.
hacked, maybe they lowered their price. They got hacked,
And
so
you
they
can
lowered their
license your
price.
and you can license your content out. But here's the problem: once you sign up, then they hit you with the higher fees, like they did, like Netflix does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I liken 500px to SmugMug. They're kind of in alignment, right? So SmugMug bought Flickr. Right, SmugMug was the larger platform for photographers, amateur and professional, to house their portfolios and allow them to have a online gallery where you can sell people can sell their portraits and sell their prints, things like that. You can do very similar with 500px. The only reason, really, one of the reasons that 500px kind of fell off was because they had those security issues. They got hacked. They didn't have all of the same types of integrations that uh, SmugMug had, and the SmugMug, but all the stuff from Flickr over as well when those two companies joined. So it's it's either way. Both of those two platforms are nice and work. I personally am going to stick with the Adobe platform, but if I get tired of paying that, then my choice is going to be to go back to SmugBug because I really like their layout and their capability set, their feature set.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I mean, what I would do when Google Photos ends in June. But I mean, because I'm familiar with Dropbox, I probably would go with them.
Mm,
I'm scared to do Adobe because I felt like Adobe, and this is no disrespect to them, but it's like I'm not even using your services right now, but I'm paying, if that makes sense.
yeah.
And even though the Lightroom and the Photoshop and the Spark is all great, but if I'm not using it, $53 a month, a lot. Not like
Every
it's,
month.
you know, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like that for the year. So I would probably look at this 500px since I've never heard of them, and then the other platforms, with the exception of Microsoft OneDrive, are all iOS. So that kind of puts me in a bind with other platforms that they have. So
Yeah.
something to think about. But please pay attention to this. This is something that we are telling you, and you can't say we did not tell you.
That's true. Of all the things we talk about, and it may be random, and it may not make sense sometimes, but definitely everyone's going to be concerned about their photos, and more people are taking advantage of Google Photos right now. And then come June, when they actually start putting the kibosh on some of the access, it's going to be a conversation, and it's going to be
Oh, it's
front
gonna be a
page news.
conversation.
It's
It's
going
gonna
to
be a
be
conversation. It's gonna be one, but
yeah,
but they gave you enough time. They gave you 6 months.
yeah,
They
yeah.
they told you November, late November, early December. Hey, this is happening. Pay attention. And unfortunately, everybody wants to get on the subscription plan. So, I would not be surprised if we find a platform. And I know we've been on this topic for a very long time, but I would not be surprised if somebody comes out with a lifetime membership to something. Question is, how
Wow.
good will the security be? And how many terabytes or how many gigs will you get with that lifetime subscription? And I think it's only going to be open for a very small window. And after that, they're going to eventually go into the subscription model. So I
Yeah.
would not be surprised when June hits, some platform is going to say, "Hey, well, we offer lifetimes," because they want to get that money to come in. And, they're gonna wanna say, "Hey, I wanna, be a major player." So I would not be surprised
Yeah.
if that opportunity presents it.
I would think that it would be a new
It's a new
platform
com
that would
it's a new
be like available on something like an AppSumo first, right? With their deals. So maybe a brand new platform, or it'll be mobile first, right? As opposed to a desktop environment or a web environment. It'll be mobile
Of course.
first to focus on obviously all of the content that you have on your device first and foremost. So
It's funny that we laugh at this because look at, like, and I know the people that are watching are not familiar with Restream, um, or the other company, um, StreamYard. They're not familiar with these companies, but, I mean, they offered lifetime deals in the beginning.
mhm,
Pandemic hit, like, you can't even find a
yeah,
lifetime deal for any of these platforms at all, to allow you to have simultaneous stream. I could never get that word out right,
say that
but
three times backwards, right? Yeah, with a
yeah, I
mouthful of
got
Minute Maid.
multiple streams all at once. They were giving this away as a lifetime deal, and people didn't pay it any attention. And now that the pandemic has hit, and everyone was in lockdown, company said, "All right, well, people are looking, the demand is there.
Hmm.
Why do I need to offer or give this away for free? That's no different with these photos. Why should we offer you I think a new company will come onto the scene.
Yep.
They're gonna want to steal the memberships. They're gonna want to get some money under their back, under their platform or under their belt, and then they're gonna say, all right, eventually you had from April to August to figure this out. All right, that time is up. We're out of here, back to subscription. So everyone's leading to a subscription model, whether it's streaming television platform, it's, a cell phone plan, a data plan, just everyone, meal prep, you
Meal
know,
prep. There you go with another
meal
plug.
Yeah,
I love it.
everyone's coming out with their own thing where you say, "Hey, give me 5.99, 7.99, 19.99, 25.99, something with a 99 at the back." It's just not the 99 2000.
That's it. That's it. You mentioned Restream, and I'm gonna give a little shout out to them because I've noticed ever since I made the upgrade to their, I'm gonna call it just the baller program. Haven't had any drop frames. Every time I look to the right, I'm looking at metrics and all the analytics for the network stream, and we haven't had any issues with that. So I'm happy about that. it's costing a little bit, but again, it's one of those things you get what you pay for. So we were having a lot of challenges. I'm just gonna honestly say with Restream for a while, but looks like that Stream Accelerator component of this new premium package that we now have is doing us justice. So when you do your show on Tuesday, talk to me. What's the name of the show? Another plug. Turn Up Tuesday.
Old School Tuesday Turn Up.
There you go. God, I'm throwing you softballs, brother. I'm throwing you. So when you
OSTTU. Oh, I got to find a way to brand that as a hashtag.
yeah.
OSTTU.
Yeah, so when
Old
so,
School
so when you
Tuesday
do
Turn
that
Up.
show on Tuesdays, that there will definitely be no internet latency or problems with the multi-streaming capability because we rocking the Restream.io Premium Plus Pro package, whatever it may be.
The funny thing about that is people don't understand what all that means. So you're saying,
We'll have
well,
another conversation about that because
no,
I
I'm
think
just saying,
folks
no,
need
what
to
I'm
hear
saying
about
is
that. Yeah,
when you're trying to upsell or you're trying to sell this to a potential customer or a client,
yeah,
and you're saying, "Hey, I can offer this service to you." They just want it to work.
yeah,
They don't care what it is. They don't care about the bells and the whistles. They don't care about the fancy overlays. They don't care about any of that. Like that's stuff that you and I care about because we
true.
care about the production. But the customer or the client, they don't care about whether or not it has drop frames. They just want it to work. Can you
Yeah.
hear me? Can you see me? Did it work?
That's true. That's true. The
So
content matters. We're the ones behind the scenes, the operations, and all who worry about the production value. Are the overlays going back and forth correctly? Like I already saw when I had just you on the screen. So here we go. I'm digging in the weeds here. Like so, right behind this overlay right here. I don't know if folks see it, but I see it. There's Tallboy. There's half of your body over here on the right side, and I need to fix that overlay tonight after we go offline. So I'm gonna fix it. But those little bit of things, no one would have noticed that if I hadn't pointed that out. Right? The show goes
right.
on. The content is phenomenal. We're enlightening, entertaining, and educating. Those are three tenets that really I'm trying to focus on every time I flip on these lights and turn on the camera. So and that's the idea behind these shows. So bear with us. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the process.
It's funny because you have to look at it from, and that's the host for Old School. They turn up that says, "Yup, she don't care about all that. She just wanted to work. That's all she care about. Did it work? Did I look good? Did it look good? That's thank you, tall boy. Hey, how can I share it with my friends? That's all they care about.
Yeah.
So, but you have three different types of people. You have the consumer, you have the talent or the people that's paying for the content, and then you have the people that look at production.
Yeah.
And if you worked in radio or if you worked in TV, you're not going to look at TV the same way a regular person looks into TV or how they listen to the radio. If the brakes hit right. Did you hit your post? You know, you know how to bring a guest in. You know how to make a proper introduction, if that makes sense. Whereas the consumer is like, hey, the Breakfast Club says the same line. Good morning, everybody. We got a special guest.
Yo, yo, yo,
It's the
yo,
same,
yo, yo, yo. That's
it's the
all he
same
said.
thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing every day,
Yeah.
and it's like, did they say the right thing? But the average person is not going to pay attention to any of that.
True.
Whereas the host is going to look at it and say, I have to focus on certain things. So they're not thinking about the production. They just want to look good. Is my lighting right? Am I sitting right?
Yeah.
I mean, is anything off key? They don't see any of that. They don't care about that kind of stuff. Now, the people who are from a production standpoint or they have a production eye, they're going to be like, oh, I see half his body over there. What was that over there?
Hmm.
What is this? So I get it. So let's go ahead and put the timer back on the clock. I'm gonna give you you almost forgot before we got into the next story. Go ahead, get the timer up.
Get the timer up.
And this is an iPhone situation. You know how I am about this, but for all you iPhone users out there, you can quickly scan your QR codes on iPhone from the control center. So, like it or not, QR codes are everywhere. restaurants, gas stations, they are used for all sorts of contactless transactions. Here's how to quickly scan your QR codes on iPhone using a control center shortcut. So I have something called a Tappy card, right? And I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick. I don't know if I have it on me, but it was funny because I was talking to someone and I asked them. They asked me that I have a business card, and when I asked them, I said, "Yeah, where's your phone?" And they pulled out their iPhone and they opened up their. I don't know. You have your iPhone. Pull your iPhone up real quick. Let's
Sir.
see if it. I want to know if it'll work this way. Can you take a picture of that and will my business card come up? So basically,
I tell you
the
what, hold on.
iPhone's camera app
Let's
lets
do
you
this.
scan. Huh?
Let me.
Yeah, the iPhone camera app will let you scan your QR code, but every time you actually want to take action, for example, opening the web page from the QR code, you need to tap
Yep.
a notification. It came up.
Yep.
So, all right. So, show them what it came up. Did the notification come up?
It did. It came up, and it's your landing page, so to speak. So hold on, I plugged the phone in here. I'm gonna bring up a new
All
camera.
right.
Let's do
So,
that. Uh-oh.
uh
Let's
oh,
do.
uh
It's
oh.
all good. It's all good. There we go.
So
Bam.
why? Okay, so there you go. So my Cash App, my Instagram, my YouTube, my business, basically my Facebook, my phone
Uh-oh.
number, and my email.
Yeah,
All
yep.
that comes up on when you take a picture on your iPhone, you get a notification that comes up on the top of your phone. Now they're saying you could set this up. You'll need to add the code scanner shortcut to the control center. First, open the settings app, swipe down on your home screen to use the spotlight search. And if you can't find the app on your smartphone, so go down to your settings. Might have to scroll down just a little bit. Go down to your control center, go down to code scanner, and then now the code scanner will be added to the bottom of the control center. It's now time to use the feature to scan a QR code. So to open the control center, swipe down from the top right corner of your iPhone screen. So I think if you scroll down just a little bit more. So after you do go to your control center, hit code scanner, scroll down a little bit more, and then you can tap the new code scanner control, and then the barcode will open up, and then all you got to do is point your iPhone's camera towards the QR code, and then it'll open.
Okay.
So that's a quick way to do that. So instead of you getting that notification that popped up on your phone, you can now do it this way here. So it's funny because we went to a restaurant, and when we went to a restaurant, they were like, "Hey, we don't have menus. Here's the QR code. Why? What are you doing?"
See, I done broke it, man. Hold on one second. Let me undo that. Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, we went to a restaurant. They said they didn't have menus, and when they didn't have menus, they said, "Here's a QR code." We literally had. Well, I had to download the QR code scanner, and it literally gave me their website with their menu. I mean, when I tell you I felt so safe being at that restaurant, I mean, it was like they had a green and they had a red, and it was like green means we want service, red we're good. And I mean, we literally my credit card literally tapped their machine. It didn't even go inside of their machine. I had the reader to where it can read. I mean, we did not touch anything other than the silverware and our chairs, literally. I mean, but the QR code, like I said, if I put my business card on this screen, and once you see it and you open it up on your
hmm
phone, there's my business card right there. This is the way to go. This is technology. I have to.
And
I
you've had
think
that
what I
forever, right? I mean, you've had that for
no,
years.
I just got this last year.
Oh, okay, okay.
Now I had another one where you could text a phone number
That's right. That's
to
right.
that. You could text the phone number, and my business card will come to your phone. And the cool thing about that was I'm sending you my digital business card, and what you did not know was I was getting your cell phone number that came on the back end. So
You
I'm
was
getting all
fishing.
these
There you go. You know,
so I'm over here getting all these CEOs business
okay.
cards, and they're like, "Man, this is pretty cool," not knowing that I was able to get your phone number as well. Whereas this right here, it's like, "Hey, here's my business card. You scan it, and it comes up." And it's like, if you need to cash at me, there's my information. You
I
need to check
love
me
it.
out on Facebook. You need to check me out on YouTube, wanna look at my work. It's right here. I mean, we're in an age where, people are scared, they don't wanna give you I mean,
I'm gonna
everybody
get
want
me one of
money.
those. I'm gonna get me one of those. I'm on the
You
site
know
right now, tappycard.com. Check that out, folks, if you're interested in that.
well,
Tappycard.com.
I think I have a affiliate link that I will put in the comments.
Definitely. Get that money. Let's get that.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm a
let's get
I'm a
that
Imma
money.
get an affiliate put an affiliate link in the comments if I can find it. I will probably have it up there by Friday, and I'll text you the link to where you can put it in there as well. But yeah, the Tappy card, it's official. They even have the Tappy dot that you can put on the back of your phone. They have the black card, the white card. They have different styles for whatever you need. So I mean, and they
Love it.
always run special. So that's the cool thing. Like if you wait till around the holiday time, you use my affiliate link and you get you use their promo for their holiday special,
Yeah.
you'll save a couple dollars even more. But you only need one card. That's all you really need.
Yeah.
So
And you can edit it, right? So I mean, again,
yeah,
as
you
as
always
your links
add it.
change, okay, cool. The
You can
QR code
always
stays the same.
add and you can add more. That's just all that I wanted.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
I I mean, I coulda added my LinkedIn, I coulda added my TikTok or my Snap.
Hmm.
I just, I'm not on those platforms. Like, I don't activate those platforms the way I do those that you saw on the screen.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Tell you what, man. Let's go ahead and go into that final story about Android, so we can address Mr. Natividad's question. We were going to talk about the Samsung event that's happening, but I think let's hold off on that until next week, till after they actually do the event and see what they announce before, instead of speculate. I don't like to speculate about stuff. I'd rather actually talk specifics. So yeah, let's go into what Android is doing with the next release of their operating system.
I'm trying to excuse me, I'm trying to find it and I don't see it right now. So, I know that Android 12 had some features. Oh, there it is. I got it. Um, Yeah, they got some features on Android 12, and everyone does not have Android 12. That's the funny thing about it. I just got Android 11, and because I just got Android 11, I do not have Android 12. And I was looking at some of these things, and I don't have access to everything on here. But there's some things that you can do with your phone on Android. I don't know if you have those features on Apple or iOS, but the screen record, you can screen record if you want to show somebody how you got to a certain location, and instead of trying to walk them through the steps, you can literally allow your audio, you can allow your video, and show how you did it. Um, they also have the smart lock, which I did activate yesterday, and I did like that feature. I'm trying to let's see, what's the first one? Built-in screen recorder.
Yeah,
Instead
the
of taking
first one was about the built-in screen recorder. Yeah, we've got
that's
that
the one
on
I was looking
on
so
Apple.
so you do have that one. So
Yeah,
instead of
and
taking a
that's
screenshot to
incredibly
show off
powerful, incredibly useful.
yeah, so instead of taking a screenshot to show off your new all-time high score or capture a notification or app issue, Android 11's new built-in screen recorder, that's the new thing to do. They basically announced this last September. Once your phone is updated to Android 11, you'll find a new screen record button in the quick settings panel. Once you activate the screen record, you'll be asked if you want to capture audio or either just the sound made by the app you're using, or both the device and audio captured by the microphone. Helpful for walking someone through troubleshooting or setting up an app. To stop recording, tap the screen record notification. The video will be saved to your phone's gallery or camera roll where you can edit and share it. So you can send it right to your phone or share it via email or via text message, depending on the file size. If that makes So that's one of the cool things about Android 12, but this is actually on Android 11. Um, the notifications. Have you ever got those notifications where it's always dinging your phone? And you can like, I'm like somewhere and it's like ding, ding, and it's like and it's different sound effects. So the alerts will allow the app's notifications to play sounds and show up on the lock screen, while silent mode will mute the alert but still make it visible in your notification tray. So I don't know. That I haven't. I don't know if that's something that I really want, but I just know that sometimes that dinging does get on my nerves.
Yeah.
The captions to any video or podcast. Now you have live captions whenever you I don't know if you've been paying attention to it. Do you get live captions when you watch your YouTube videos?
I've enabled it now, right, to where I have that capability. But live captions is huge from a content creation perspective, right? Because like my daughter, she'll watch Netflix or she'll watch her shows with captions on, as opposed to with the audio on, so she can read it or whatever. But again, that's just another way of consuming the content. It's incredibly powerful and useful from an accessibility perspective, right? So reaching another audience, reaching folks who, right, who can't hear and things like that, and just want to be able to read or just want to be able to read the word. So having the live caption capability by default is just again another means of reaching an audience with your content. So I think this is really nice to have, and we do this for like on YouTube. Right, you
Yeah.
turn on those captions because again, that's just a whole nother way of reaching your audience and having some of that attrition and some of that engagement with folks. So having it built into the operating system for the phone is pretty nice.
Well, the cool thing about the live captions is I have some friends that are in the deaf community,
Mm.
and when we were doing Big View teleprompter, I have Big View, the lab logo on my other screen right be on the side of me. Um, They can't hear, but, they respect me to where they wanna see what I have, and when they saw that I had the closed captioning or the live caption, shall we say, they're now able to watch, and now that's opening up a brand new audience to someone that probably would not even watch your content, and, you know, they wanna be informed just like, you wanna be informed. So, I've tried to be very mindful of that, especially knowing, people from that community. And I feel like it's only right and it's only fair that you give them that same opportunity and the same platform that you give everyone else.
Agreed.
Um, the next one, let's see. Android 12 allows you to use two apps at the same time. This is not nothing new. This is the split screen feature. Basically, I have the dual screen phone where I can do two things on two full size screens. Whereas with the split screen, with the phone like this one, I don't have my split screen with me, but this is my regular phone, and you can literally do two things at the same time with with this phone. I don't know if the LG P60 allows me to do this with this feature, with the phone without the dual screen, because the dual screen, that's what it's for. But other phones, you could literally have a Google Doc up and be watching YouTube. So you could be literally taking notes and or reading something and watching a video at the same time. So it allows you to multitask and kind of go from there. Um, and that kind of brings in Tallboy with the last few models purchased. How has the user interface changed, improved, or changed completely? iOS is my staying point, but it put that back up. I didn't read the last part. it has been the ease of use since the iPhone 4 for me. So basically, I am a LG guy, David, and so I'm not really a Samsung guy. So Samsung and iPhone, they go back and forth. They're literally Samsung's better, iPhone's better. LG, very rarely will you see them do any commercials, or very rarely will you see them do any advertising. Samsung focuses more on their S Pen, for their higher tier Note, whereas Samsung Galaxy phone has its set of features that is in the Note, but the Note promotes more of the pen.
Hmm.
Whereas with me, I'm with the LG, and what I like about the LG is, and I know it's not necessarily about the user interface, but I like the quad DAC, and I like the fact that I still have my 3.5 millimeter jack if I want it. That's the one cool thing that I do like. I think we were one of the first phones that allow fast charging. The user interface is pretty much the same. I remember when I had the LG G5. I think that was when they first introduced the split screen, and when they introduced the split screen, nobody else was using the split screen at that time. And I think that was one of the cool things, that I could do two things at the same time. I could literally swipe. I had no problem with my load times, anything. I had no problem whatsoever. Um, Let me see what else was pretty cool about the phone. The battery life, like I said, the LG series was the last one, and if I'm correct, it was the LG G5 was the last phone. Maybe the V40 was the last phone, either the G5 or the V40. Excuse me. Was the last phone that had a battery where you could remove it and add a second battery. Um, so that's pretty much what it really boils down to. Um, I I can move my apps around, you know, I think you guys can do that with yours as well, or you can lock them. I just think some of the features, with the voice recorder, which is something that I use a lot, at the end of the day, it's like you're paying for a computer. This is an investment at the
Hmm.
end of the day. That's
Hmm.
really what it is. You're paying for a computer, and do you want the iOS to say, "Hey, you have this built-in storage," and you basically pay for a built-in storage, or do you want something where you can get expandable storage? And you
Yeah.
can go with a cheaper phone, and it doesn't give you some of the features. Right now, everyone's screaming 5G, and it's funny because I go into the AT&T store and I say, "Hey, I need this for a data plan," and they tell me, "Oh, well, we have 5G." Well, I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't need 5G because 5G is not everywhere.
Right.
So you don't need to sell me on 5G,
Yeah.
but you don't know really what 5G and its capabilities and what it can do. So can you tell me that 5G can download a video in literally 30 seconds? Whereas 4G said, well, we could do it in a minute and a half. Right now, I'm not really tripping on a minute and a half and 30 seconds unless I'm uploading a video to YouTube. And if I'm doing that on my desktop because I have fiber in my house, and it takes all of less than a minute for me to upload, a 3 to 5 minute video. Am I going to do that on my phone? Probably. But the expandable storage on my phone, I can go into Amazon, eBay, go to Micro Center, and I can say Target, Best Buy, wherever you choose to go, buy an expandable micro SD card, know that I have all my stuff backed up, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
To know that I have that split screen, I'm good to go. I don't know if you guys have split screen or not. But at the end of the day, most of us have the same apps. We use the same apps. I mean, quite naturally, Turntable, and what's the other one that we spoke on earlier today? Uh,
Facebook bars.
Bars. I mean, we're not going to be able to get that because,
You'll get it
unfortunately,
eventually.
yeah,
But
we don't get Clubhouse because we're not
yeah.
iOS.
Yeah.
So most developers tend to go to iOS first because it's easier to get into their store than it is to get into the Google Play Store. And that's just let's just call it. It's just what it is. I mean, so if you're okay with that, make the jump.
Yeah,
I tell people all the time, if you have iPhone, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You have to go to the Apple store and they'll help you all day long. If you have an Android phone, I can Google it, I can YouTube it, I can figure it out. You don't have to go to a T-Mobile store. If you choose to go to Samsung, one of the great features, you go to any Best Buy store and they have a dedicated
yeah,
uh kiosk where they have 2 to 3 reps that are at every Best Buy across the United States that says, "Hey, we can help you." If you go with OneDrive, if you go with OnePlus, or if you go with Google Pixel, or if you go with LG, you're not going to have that that luxury of being able to go to a dedicated store and say, "Hey, I'm here. I have a problem." You're going to have to go to your actual phone carrier and say, "Hey, can you help me?" Or you're going to have to go to the blogs, or you have to go to YouTube, which the information is right there. So, I mean, to each his own.
yeah. And I'll just tack onto that so David, man. It all depends on how much customization you want to do, brother. Right? Android will let you do every single thing to the nth degree that you want and make the phone your own. Apple,
Yep.
as you know, won't let you do that. It's a closed ecosystem, and that's conscious because Apple wants the devices to work a certain specific way for every single time you turn it on, as opposed to a more customized experience. I love the fact that on an Android device I can make it my own. I can have the swipe screen when I unlock. I can have different types of widgets, things like that. Apple is trying to catch up with Android on some of that functionality, and that came out in iOS 11. A lot of the stuff that's coming out in Android 12 that we're talking about right now, like the one specifically I got here about quickly sharing your Wi-Fi network credentials. Yeah, we've had that for a long time because it's a closed system and everyone on an iPhone shares the same wireless connection. It's different than Wi-Fi. It's different than Bluetooth. It's actually an Apple specific network. But it really gets down to the point of how much you want to make the device your own, right? If you just want it to be the same every single time and look like everyone else's, every time you fire it up, Siri looks like Siri, looks like Siri, looks like Siri. You know, yeah, iPhone is great, and who am I to talk? I'm deep in the ecosystem. I got every single product that comes out of Infinite Loop, but I am still intrigued by what Google is putting out, and I think Android is really for those who have that technical astuteness and want to really tinker and want to be more customized and more personalized in their application and in their device. Don't sleep on Android. Don't sleep on it. And pricing is the same now, right? Again, it's $800 for one. It's $810 for the other. And so again, you're getting this same high
It,
quality. They've kicked
it,
everyone else out too. There's no longer a Microsoft phone, right? There's no longer a there were other applications and Symbian, right? All the little guys that were out there creating mobile devices that were trying Nokia, right? Oh my gosh, those were some cool phones. But it was
BlackBerry.
only who would have thought BlackBerry would be gone? BlackBerry ruled the planet, right? And now they're gone. Why? Because Apple came out with a candy bar type phone that did everything for you. So again, and they've merged so close in terms of functionality and feature set. Yeah, a lot of the apps are still written first for iOS, but eventually they come out for Android, and they're the same feature set, if not more, by the time they come out on the Android platform. So
Look at
y-
it like this, and I hope that I'm saying this right. Look at McDonald's. Get 2 all beef patties, sesame seed bun, lettuce, tomato, lettuce, pickle, and special sauce. Right? Everybody knows that's what you get at what you get. But you go over to Rallies or Checkers, you can turn around. Thanks,
there you go.
David.
Buy me a Minute Maid instead of a coffee. There we go. I like that.
I
I like that.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. But you look at Rallies or Checkers. If you want the cheese to go with the bacon on the hamburger, you can add that on there. If you want the milkshake to go on the sandwich, they got something that will create that. So when you start looking at Android is your Rallies or your Checkers where they say, "Hey, we can put barbecue sauce on it, put ranch dressing on it. We can
Hmm.
put Italian. We can make a salad with the burger."
Mm.
I mean, you have so many different Android phones that are out there. Whether it's a lower tier phone that costs you $300, or you can go all the way up to their highest tiered phone, which is the Z Fold, which is 1800 dollars. So you have to just pick what is in your price model or what's for you. For me, I chose the LG V60 because one, it was something new. I knew everyone did not have it, and I
Mm.
got two screens that allowed me to do two things at the same time. That was perfect for me. People see me with that phone and they're like, "Hey man, that's a cool phone." But then they also came out with the wing. Well, I'm also a videographer, and
Mhm.
basically the wing gives you a gimbal. So it's like, hey,
Yeah, that's
but
crazy. Yeah.
Now LG is saying, I mean, the phone literally is like this, and then the other part it folds out into a landscape version. That's pretty cool to me. It's a gimbal, so it works from a videography standpoint. That makes sense for me. So they've had other foldable phones. You're looking at other. I mean, we were talking about rollable screens back in January. Will that happen? We don't know. But I mean, you had the curved phone. Apple is going to give you the same phone. Is nothing no different other than them updating their iOS. Yeah, that's the wing right there. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, can you just imagine yourself walking somewhere and you just flip it out and just like, remember you holding the phone, you got the anti shake? Well, you're shaking your that does it right there.
And David, Apple will never come out with something like this. This is beyond the realm of an Apple because it's far more complex to build this. Apple is all about a simple, straightforward ecosystem that works the same every single time. I think they'll come out with probably either a foldable or rollable phone as opposed to something like this because this right here is definitely outside of the scope I think of what Tim Cook and his guys will come up with. But
Not trying to be, but yeah, that's 2021. Think about 2014 when they came out with the phablet.
yeah.
You know, it was a phone and a tablet all in one, and it was like, "Are you serious?" I mean, it never took off, but Android is constantly pushing the phone sector, the tech sector. They're constantly pushing, and they're saying, "Hey, whether you're LG, whether you're Samsung, whether you're Google, whether you're whatever company that it may be, Huawei, even though Huawei is not in the United States anymore, but no matter what company it is, they're always constantly giving you something that says, "Hey, this phone is the better Android phone." And you thought Apple, James and I, we had a conversation about what Apple could do and what Android can do. And clearly
Mm.
Android won. And this was no knock or no
Mm-hmm.
brag, but
No.
people who are on Apple, that's just what they like. You like Nikes. I like Adidas. I mean, that's what you like. I mean, I can't force you. Um, you just have to just say if this is something that you're looking, just try it. Let this be your next phone. Try it. If it's something that you
Oh,
don't
it's
like,
available at Verizon.
you can always go back to to your iOS ecosystem, but just try it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people that went to Android,
Whoa,
they
hold
didn't
on.
like it. I mean, they were on Android. They said they were going to go to Apple. They hated it the first 2 weeks, and then now all of a sudden they're team iOS. And it's like it's a win for James, but for me, it's like, hey, it's not for everybody, but I think that they Android gives you the most flexibility. And for me, it's I know I want for for me, LG is the only phone that gives me the features that I want. I want a 3.5 millimeter jack. So if I'm ever at a party or I'm at a club or if I need to plug in my phone and use it as as a media device, you can't use that with Bluetooth. So this is one of the last phones that
Mm-hmm.
offers that.
Yeah,
You got to go get a dongle, spend $60, for Apple to be able to do all that. This is already built into the phone.
you do. Yeah, you
But
do.
the
Yeah.
Samsung doesn't do that anymore. They used to. And the last thing, and I'm gonna, get off my little spiel about to answer your question. Every year is a new phone that comes out. And I think James and I, we go back and forth like, did you see that new phone? Did you see this new phone? Every year is a new phone, and they're always saying why this phone is better than what last year's phone model is. Well, I mean, technically, do you have to have a phone every year, every 2 years? No, you really don't. I mean, unless that's your thing. I mean, now they have it to the point where you can do a lease to what is it? A lease purchase or a lease
Right.
to buy.
Right.
You can jump out. They have the jump program at T-Mobile where you can say, "I tried this phone for, you know, 60 days, 30 days, and then I don't like this phone. I want to trade it in and get a new phone." And then you can get a new phone and there's no penalty to you. I mean, they have programs that allow you to do all of that. So it's just a matter of what you want, what makes sense for you. And you can say, I want to try, I'm going to give each phone 30 days, each phone 60 days, and I'm going to find the one that I like and I'm going to jump out of it with T Mobile's jump program. You don't have to buy the phone outright. And I would think that you would be crazy if you did buy the phone outright because every year there's a new phone that says, this one's better than this one because, and you're going to want that new feature.
Yeah.
iPhone came out iPhone came out with the 11 or the 12 last October. What was it,
These
11 or
are
12?
the 11s, I think.
The
No,
11s came out.
I think.
And so when the 11 came out last year, James had the 10. And he said, "You know what? I don't necessarily
The
need to
11.
make the jump because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
only got one or two features that I'm missing. I
Yeah.
can miss a year and, skip a year." We literally had a show about he could literally miss a year.
That's right. And
So
then the 12 finally came out. But see, now you got me. I'm looking over here on this other screen. I'm looking at Verizon, and they have that LG Wing. I may don't get it twisted.
AT&T has it as well.
Don't get it twisted. Your boy may have to get one and test it out. So stay tuned for that.
You
Uh,
jumping to Android?
bruh, that would be some ground. Where are my sound effects? Good lord, that could be some groundbreaking news right there. If I add an Android LG Wing to the scenario, because look, Sony has this phone, mobile computer is what I'm calling. It's $2,500. That they're calling is the content creator's mobile device. It's got 5G built in. It's got all the HDMI in and out ports. So it's the phone that they were using on the field at the Super Bowl when it was connected to the Sony phones, and they were getting that really clean bokeh effect, right? When someone would score a touchdown and they would get up on them and they'd have that nice blurry background, like we got with our Sigma 16s, like that we rocking. But they had that camera, and they had that camera, the Sony camera, and they had the Sony phone attached to that was actually sending the images back to the command center. That's available now for the regular consumer to purchase. It's $2,500 though. That's outside of the budget. It's outside of scale. Mama's not gonna like that if I end up dropping $2,500 on the phone. But just we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna stay open and we'll see.
And the
Maybe I'll
wing
come in
price
a couple of weeks.
and the wing price point is under $800.
Yeah, it is. That's
So
what's intriguing to me right now. Yeah,
so what you do is you wait another month and then it'll drop down another $50.
I can't wait that long.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. You get on the jump program at T-Mobile because they have the phone at T-Mobile as well.
Okay.
He's Verizon, so he's already locked into his
Yeah.
contract. So I mean, I would literally just go over to T-Mobile and say, "Hey, I want to." I don't know who your carrier is, but I would just say, "Hey, I would like to try this. Can you tell me how your jump program works?" They'll tell you, "Hey, you can try a phone. If you don't like it, you can bring it back and jump into another phone." They have that type of plan over at T-Mobile, and you try it, and as long as you
Hmm.
don't crack the screen, as long as you don't drop the phone, I would be very mindful of the LG wing. I'm honestly saying I would be mindful because it does not probably come with the case because when it folds out, there's no case that is built in for something like that. So that's another feature if you're clumsy or if you're, not safe with your phone, you don't want to crack a screen or drop it and then now you're stuck with it and then now you got to pay $250 deductible just to be able to get a new one to say I want to jump out of it. You
Yeah.
know, so just be mindful. Be mindful of the things that they're not going to tell you. And I think that's kind of where we come in and just say, hey, this could potentially happen. I never walk out of a store without a case. You
Yeah.
know, it's like,
Got
you don't
to.
have a case?
Got to.
I need something.
Got to. Got to have that
Yeah.
protection. See, and that's why folks come to the lab, right? To give the unbiased, back and forth conversation. You're not going to get that anywhere else. Folks are going to be leaning one side or the other and be endorsed by those particular organizations. But we come and just shoot it to you straight, and we talk bad about both companies. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. Today was a good show, right? We made some good things happen. We had a lot of engagement, a lot of interaction. Some new folks showed up. I didn't mess up too much with the new production. So be easy with me, folks, as we again try to do some different things here on the lab.
You were much better than me. Because
Well,
like I said,
I'm gonna use that
I
as
was
the
struggling.
timestamp right there for the Instagram promo right there. So say that one more again.
You was much better than me. I'm man enough to say it. Drop one of James' bombs for me, baby.
Put that where you want to. What you know? What I need to get that sound effect. Put that where. All right, brother.
Shout out to Jerk Stopper Tether Tool. Okay, yeah, it's called Jerk Stopper.
Yeah.
It's a tether tool, and basically what it does is, let me see if I can get it close to the screen, for your camera or for your laptop. You got your HDMI cable. It could potentially fall out. Plug your
Okay.
cable in. It literally locks it into place to where it will not come out. So I'm going to play with this week. I'll let you know what I think about it. So this is my new tech toy of the week, even though I can't believe this thing is like $17 just for this.
How much?
$17.
Wow.
But everyone highly recommended this for my next purchase. So
Wow, okay.
My next big purchase, everyone in the Facebook group saying you have to get one of these. So I went out and I got it. I'll tell you about it coming week. Jerk Stopper by Tether Tool. So we'll see.
Give it a shot. I don't think I told you about this, but I got hooked up with something very similar that you rocking.
What?
What in the world? Dual HDMI video capture. Shouts out
Did
to.
you buy it or did they send it to you?
Come on now. I mean, I am testing this device. I will be testing this device. I didn't want to pull my whole studio apart prior to the show, but yeah, no, they sent it to me the other day. Dual HDMI out. It's 1080, which is all good, even though my cam link is 4K right now. But I think it'll be all right. Just the ease of use of being able to do like you do and move back and forth between camera installations from one physical piece of equipment. So hold on. Let's go ahead and get you. There you go. Camera's down there.
Yeah. But you gotta give me full screen. I don't know if that works. Okay, so here we go. That's me right there.
Yeah, let's pull the overlay off.
Yeah, there you go. So this is the unit. I'm using it right now. I have my audio turned off, but literally you see that's the second camera. And then I'm literally just, yeah.
I see that PS5 box behind you too.
Hey man.
Hey.
Get me off the camera.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
What are you doing, man?
You the one showing all these different angles. You showing.
I know that's the PlayStation 4. PS5 at.
Okay, I don't know. I can zoom in on it. But yeah, so that's the capability, functionality I'm going to have, and just right from a push button, being able to move back and forth between multiple camera views, camera angles. So loving that. Appreciate the team for working with us. We are going to definitely get them on the show.
Are you going to do a review for them too?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a review. I did a quick short, and I posted that on YouTube the other day of my unboxing. But the J5 Create team was not able to make it to our CES event. So I'm just going to say it. They owe us screen time as well to get on the lab and actually have a conversation. So we'll work with them on that for
Oh
sure.
yeah, I'm gonna use that copy right there. That copy right there, so I can send that over to them saying J5 Create, the lab wants you. They
Yes.
need you to come on the show and talk about some of your cool products. I mean, you got the 360 cam. That's what you got earlier.
I did not get.
You
I
got
got the 4K camera. I got the 4K video webcam. Yeah. So that's amazing too, man. They got
Is
some
that
nice
the camera
products.
that you're using now?
No, I'm using this is Sony. This
Can't
is
use this
this
part
is
of the
60
video.
6400.
You're supposed to lie and say yes, but
I know. It's
you
after
can't
it's
yet
after
do it.
working hours, right? Right. I'm not as sharp as I was this morning. I was on it this morning.
J5,
though.
get on him. J5, I need you on the show. You sending him product. I need him to help me
Help me to help
get you on
you.
the show. Yeah, right. So J5, that's your plug. I'm welcoming you to the lab. So
You're
I
killing
have
me,
the
brother.
JBA06.
You're
I
killing
love
me,
it,
brother.
and we're gonna make it work. It's the lab. I don't tell. I won't tell if you won't tell.
And with that,
Okay,
folks, check
you
us out there. Show some support, show some love. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. We definitely are looking to blow this up. I'm sitting here reading the book, right? I'm trying to find the formula and trying to get this things going. To everyone who joined, all the new folks, we appreciate you. All the old school folks as well. Thank you for continuing to support the endeavors. We're gonna see you next week because we're gonna do it again. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and go and eat with the family now. My son is negative for COVID. I'm happy as can be. Tallboy, be
I
good
don't
to
tell.
yourself. What?
What did it say?
Don't tell. We out.
tell.